closer I get to you, girl. You too, boy. All of y'all. The closer I get to you, the more you make me see. By giving you all your got, your love has captured me. Yeah, so it's 7:10, right? I'm not much of a concentrates girl, you know. I'm more of a flower girl in every aspect of the word, in every sense of the ideal of someone being a flower girl outside of actual chronological age. But since I have been able to venture out a little bit more, and as life continues to happen, as I continue to develop as a sidebar advocate, I might need to shake this up a little before I can stir it like that. It look nasty, don't it? It look like boo-boo juice. I assure you, it is not boo-boo juice. And y'all pardon the yellowness of my teeth. I take issue with it, but so does my budget. So if it bothers you enough, put some money in the tip jar, and I'll get those puppies whitened up for you, okay? Yeah, so... yeah, like I was saying. And I may as well make this my Grown Tokes session, right? Let me go ahead and talk about a couple of the things that just snatch my interest very quickly relative to what these sessions are about. Shout out to concentrate users, more power to y'all. Y'all will continue to gradually appreciate bitches like me more and more as you continue to indulge, because we are going to be the bitches that you can smoke with, and we are not going to smoke up all your stuff. That's not going to happen. We're going to be able to enjoy it and appreciate it without overindulging, and we don't need concentrates to get the job done. Yeah, so it occurs to me that I encourage y'all to carry on as you are, because y'all gonna love to invite a flower girl to your party, cause she gonna be lit, and it's not gonna take much for her to be that way, and still be the life of the party. You'd be like, that crazy ass bitch that popped up this party last night. You mean to tell me she only uses flour? You mean to tell me that bitch don't use concentrates? Like at all ever? Man. But yeah, bitch, she don't get down. Yeah, I'll be invited to all the parties. People that want me to come and represent. I'll be there. The bad news is this hurts my chances of being able to judge at a festival ever. Like, they're not gonna let me judge at a festival. Or will they? Will y'all still count that? Can I still judge at a festival? If I'm only trying, flour? Festival production crews, y'all hit me up and let me know. Is that still an option? I still haven't been blessed with the opportunity to judge at the first festival. Much less be talking about, y'all let me know, can I still judge at the festival? Like, I be there every year, and everybody, my phone ringing off the hook during festival time for me to come and judge at whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so, there was this news article, child. And first of all, I couldn't believe they got these bitches to post this shit. This shit is like Shea Moisture coming to pimp you hoes all over again. That's what it's like, right? Like, black bitches, my sisters gotta do better. You gotta use your basic mind for me. Not for me, for you. Because I technically don't care, but the thing is, you're gonna procreate, and those babies I care about. But I'm not allowed to intervene, because in this particular country, you don't need a license to lay on your back and procreate willy-nilly. Ultimately, you really are not held accountable for the little bastards that you destroy, that you bring into this world and destroy behind your childish decisions. And nobody could tell you shit because you were of adult age, so you could roll your neck and be like, I'm grown, I'ma do what I'ma do. I'm just expressing my sexuality as a woman. I should be free to do that. And in the name of that, you done fucked up a child's life, so they passed the torch of fuckery too. Okay, I went too far. Let me back up. So parenting, do better. But yeah, so there was an article. All right. You can't bullshit me, right? My eyes are open. Especially this one. This motherfucking article. And normally I would say something under this, but I just felt helpless. I was like, nobody's thinking. They don't even have to make it make sense anymore. People just gonna buy it. They're gonna go for the Okeydoke. The Okeydoke is on sale, and you buying it just because it's on sale. You don't even need it, you don't use it, you don't have no use for it, but they told you, hey, they're having a sale on Okeydokes, and you gotta get one. You don't even know what the original price is. All you know is you getting a deal, and you buy it. Buy into the Okeydoke. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all know I gotta squeeze a sheeple rant in there somewhere. Some kind of brainwash sheeple rant about what society is. That's how I get it off my chest. That's what keeps me from being committed somewhere, hunty. Hunty. You gonna see why this article got me hyped and people's interpretation of it. Well, those of you with common sense who sometimes use it. Okay, so I'm sure I have a clip. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it at the time. But the article was saying how, a lot of the legalization and promotion is centered around the system's ability to test the cannabis with their testing facilities and their testers and all that. I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna act like that's legit, okay? So in the process of legalization, things have to be tested. Well, in the test that they were going to I don't know if it was FBI, DEA, but in the reasons they couldn't use the results of their testing was because the THC levels in the pot was too low, so there wasn't enough to test, and also it was too moldy. The testing subject plants were too moldy. When I saw that headline, I immediately thought, surely no one's gonna buy this bullshit. Surely no one's gonna buy this bullshit. And I'm like, I'm not even going to put a comment under this thread, because I don't want someone like a regular real person who calls themselves an advocate to have a conversation with me like this is real. Right? Because I can't take it. I can't take it to believe that you're supposed to be an advocate of this very thing. And you sat here and ate this obviously bullshit story, none of which pieces of the puzzles match. Like, you talking to me like there was actually any... that already tells me we can't have no conversation about this. Because you bought into that Okeydoke without even using your basic common sense. Your basic common sense, girl. And I mean that whether you male or female, girl. So, let me just say, this is a group of females in their minority females. And they've started their organization as advocates of cannabis. So in the background, I'm cheering, but in the background, bitch, because I know I need to sit back and watch what I'm dealing with first, right? See what I'm dealing with first. These hoes, and I don't mean any disrespect when I'm calling them bitches and hoes right now, because number one, I encourage them as fellow advocates, okay? And the other thing I like about them is that they not selling they ass with every twist and turn with it. Why do you, like, some females come and want to bond with me on a cannabis tip, and then I go to their page and they got TNA all upside that motherfucker. Like, what exactly are you promoting? Like, what? We not fighting the same fight, bitch. I'm not gonna take it to race. I'll go ahead and leave it in feminism, I guess, so to speak. Like, we not fighting the same fight and there's nothing with using your sexuality, even to sell. I'll go as far as to say that. But if at every twist, if your whole the promotion in terms of advocacy is revolved around sex at every fucking twist and turn, bitch, then that's why I haven't responded to you. If you try to contact with me on that tip, and please know that I was all for it, and I'm looking for that. I want someone that we could spread real knowledge and encourage people to really think for themselves, so that they will know whatever appropriate step is next for them in their lives to stick a foot in the pool, and also continue to help to uplift others. That's important in any struggle, from whatever the fight you're fighting. The problem is everyone doing it in extremes. When you do it in extremes, all of that energy boomerangs, bitch, and you destroy yourself with such lack of knowledge and lack of willingness to be open to improve that lack of knowledge, to absorb more, because you know every fucking thing. And God forbid if you're a millennial on top of that. Oh boy, how did that rant squeeze in there? I'm feeling really, really nice. Shouldn't have gone there, but hey, my sessions aren't what you, if this is your first time joining me for a grown talk session, now you know why we grown, okay? And now you also know why you will probably never see videos like mine again. Like, you know how you can stick people in a category? Oh, this person blogs, this person does makeup, this person smokes weed. And even when you take all those surface things, all of the different types of videos I might do, because they're all going to be all smashed together. Every video really ends up me just venting about some real shit that I can't, I'm finna get emotional now. Some real shit that I can't express in public in general because people aren't thinking, like we won't be on the same page. We won't be on the same page because everyone's so extreme in whatever their fight is. Oh my God, I went so far, but that's what I do in a session. So, and I was about to get emotional anyway, so I need to bring myself up out of that bitch and use this meditation for what it's for on this channel, you know? Because y'all gonna quit calling yourself an advocate in the name of your vagina and then thinking you could tap me on the shoulder and we gonna collaborate, because we are not really fighting for the same thing, little girl. And I know a couple of you are older than me, but if you doing that, little girl, then, girl, all of you Felicias. So, okay. Anyway, this group of adult females, they may be women, and I respect what they advocate, because I can say in their case there was no sex at every twist and turn. They were really advocates of cannabis use. Now, I will say that the system still has their hand on one of their nuts as an organization, I'm going to presume. And the reason why I presume that is because they focus on specifically medicinal use. I think it's uncomfortable for black people that call themselves in that industry. It's uncomfortable for them to come out and say, no, I advocated for medicinal use only. And so that's why it's easy for us to find a medical problem, because everyone has one. But for us to find a medical problem, to have to, according to some professional, use it as medicine, you know, that's an easier route for a black person to take, especially in this country where they paint us a certain way. So I get that. But I'm going to say the system has a hand on one of their nuts in that way, because they don't just be coming out and say, no, fuck it. Okay, people that want it medicinally, definitely they should have priority, but grown-ass people should be able to do way more in the way of cannabis. Whatever they want. They should have way more flexibility to do whatever they want as recreation in the privacy of their own home, as the alcoholics that you continue to protect. The deadly alcoholics out there that you continue to protect. Grown-ass people should have the choice to be able to say, booze and cigarettes are dead motherfuckers. I think I'm going to go ahead and give cannabis a shot. And then have the best experience of my life, and no hangover, and you fully conscious of what you're really doing and saying. You just making choice whether you're going to be lax about censoring what you do or say in that condition. Much like alcohol, except you haven't poisoned yourself to death. You can still use your sense of logic. You can still focus. You're not stumbling around. And if you do indica out, you did it consciously, and so you knew to have your ass next to or into a bed very soon after you ingested. Right? Right. But anywho, I got off of that again, didn't I? Okay, so about these sisters that have created an organization as advocates. They got themselves a podcast, and when they first got it, I listened to a piece of one. I wasn't impressed. And I guess I should have listened to a few minutes more, but I didn't want them to fuck up the fantasy I had for myself for them as minority women doing things in the cannabis industry. So I didn't want them to fuck that, because I didn't want to not want to promote them. I want to promote them, but at the same time, I better not promote these bitches, because I know what's good and what's typical in human beings. So let me pull back until I know. You know, until my spirit tells me, rather. I pull back and Thank goodness I did. Because first of all, they posted something in regard to that article that I told you about. That I just showed you, hopefully, in this clip. I'm not even sure what the post read, because I was like, they better be posting this to call these motherfuckers out, right? They better not be posting this like we've made strides in the industry, because we are getting them to test it now. And unfortunately, these were the results of the test. Like, as if we should believe that. You know, it occurs to me that some of you guys might think like they think. And I get it. It makes sense when you condition not to use your own mind. But this was my thinking about that article, y'all. And see, and because so many people would just buy it at surface value, because we've been trained to just believe what the media feeds us as real. I get, and it makes sense. I get that. When I read the title, I was like, first of all, if the DEA or FBI got a farm that they grow in pot so that they can test, you mean to tell me they grew something that they knew wasn't going to have enough THC in it to test? Is that what you're telling me? Like, and if they picked a plant and it didn't have enough THC in it, they couldn't pick like 7 more plants? Hopefully one of which would have some THC in it, enough THC in it. And if it doesn't, you need to hire new farmers, bitch. Get somebody that is grandmother, that can grow in any kind of plant, and get her to grow a couple for you. You'll have more viable plants to use than you had with how the whole farm that you now say doesn't have enough THC in it to test. And the ones that you did find that had enough, that was moldy. Moldy. Your whole pot farm, bitch, is moldy. You lost a whole orchard, nigga. And on the very pot that you was supposed to be testing to improve options and opportunities for further legalization. Them the 2 excuses you want to use with me, that it wasn't enough THC in them and that it was moldy. Okay, so now you know what they said, what the article essentially said. Okay, next thing I know, these girls, sisters, posted that article and started talking about it like it was real. So I just exited the page. I didn't want to fuck up the fantasy I had for them being sensible sisters. Okay, backed out of there. Ooh, got out of there quick. So recently, they posted something about one of their podcasts again. So I was like, I got out of it last time when they almost fucked my fantasy up of them. I was like, but I got out of it. So I'm still rooting for them, right? So I was like, okay, they prime and experience. They, moved around a little bit, collaborated with different people. They getting to know the game. So maybe they podcast has stepped up, since before. So I was like, let me go check out this podcast, because if they doing a little commercial post for it, it must be a particularly good one, right? So I go to that podcast and I start listening, and I was like, these bitches know nothing. I was like, they don't know nothing. Now, on a supportive note, you gotta commend somebody that don't know nothing. It's like, I'm just gonna dive in, I'm just gonna dive right in. I don't know shit, but I'm gonna figure this out as I go. Which is gonna be hard to do if you don't use your own mind and you see a headline about some feds doing some testing on some pot, and the only thing they could come up with didn't have enough THC, and the rest of it was too moldy to test. I think that's a low-key ploy to introduce some options for people to complain about the new legal weed that they're getting, in terms of it being moldy. Look, I don't know if I've had moldy pot or not, and I'm pretty sure moldy pot does not smoke as well as properly processed cannabis. But I'm also pretty sure that it probably still won't make you sick or kill you. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong on that. But that brings me to another discussion. So there was discussion. I heard discussion. Okay. Now, the understanding is that people at dispensaries or growers or whatever, they use all their weak ass shit and their bum shit to break down for their concentrates or medicines, because you're not going to be looking at the bud, or to see what it looks like anyway. and this stuff is still good for medicine. And so now they are planting the idea that because you're using scrap weed for medicines, that medicines, of course you want medicine made with the best stuff out there, but if you have to risk your freedom to get your hands on your medicine in the first place, but the medicine is keeping you alive and functional in that life and in the quality of life, I don't think that you're gonna be concerned if they made it with moldy weed or not. But that's just me. That's just me. Because all that tells me is that you can get proper medicine from shit ass weed that would be equally valuable, whether it was made with great weed or not. But we all know that visuals are important to flower. So of course you want that to look better. But if you don't need to waste the waste, if the waste can be produced into something pricelessly valuable that can save literal lives, what's the motherfucking problem? There is no problem. So they're planting a seed for y'all to be like, oh, that's Rick Simpson oil, but it was made with, bad weed, moldy weed. It was made with whatever. Bitch, Rick made his on camera with some shit weed. And sticks and stems and shit. Can you imagine? Just think about who it would benefit to make you think that a very effective medicine was subpar based on which part or what kind of the plant you use, when the reality is it doesn't fucking matter as long as you get it in you to save your fucking life. That was a long rant about that. This is actually in love, albeit tough love. But I just hate to see y'all not think. But I know that's what the world is. So as I've said before, I realize where my lane is. My lane is not in one of popularity, because it would be nice. Because if I were popular in this society right here, that would mean that we made a 360. 360, 180. And we on the road to the promised land, honey, because we finna be all love and peace and happiness in this bitch. That's what that would mean. But that's not the case. Okay? And so, and in my brutal honesty, I steps on toes. And when I step on toes, the flies will drop. You hear me? They will drop just like they came when they tasted the honey. They're gonna be like, oh, where'd that vinegar come from? Tough love, baby. I don't just sit back and enable it, but I do speak on it. But the reality is you can't go out and speak on it in public because the masses are so conditioned that you're just going to sound like you just talking a bunch of nonsense. Or you're gonna be perceived as pessimistic, or the other woke folks will be looking at you shaking their head like, we all been there. Where you want to get some message of some kind of truth and common sense logic out to the people. So you just blurt it out into the universe and hope somebody catch it. and it probably won't. Well, it'll probably catch like 2 people. 4 tops. But, that's what I was saying. But the thing is, that's my lane. My lane is just to share energy, exchange energies with those 4 people. Because those 4 people, it's in them to be able to deal with these masses where I'm weak. I'm weak because I don't have it in me to deal with the masses. I don't have it in me. Because unless I just feel like playing mind games with the mindless on any given day. Which I do. I do that regularly. It's fun. Y'all can see me do it on social media sometimes. I be fucking with these misparented kids out here. And they so predictable. You know which one's going to do what. You know if it's somebody, that if you say a certain thing, they ain't going to be able to let that ride. They're going to be right there in 5 minutes responding to you. Girl, what happened? What this little girl do the other day? I was like, this little girl, I gotta take more bets on these things. I have made a good more than $20 on making bets on people on social media. I made a couple of bucks here and there off of these misparented goons, man. Yeah, so I was laughing too hard to even respond to her. Cause what do I say to that? As I knew she was gonna reject the whole idea of growing up. If you think you already grown, you gotta reject that, because the concept that you're not finished growing up, it fucks with you for some reason when you're young. When you're older, you understand the full legitimacy of being an eternal student. And when you're wise, you understand that a lot of those teachings coming right from the God in your goddamn self. Because that's where she is. Or he is, if you're a masculine energy. So about these sisters that are cannabis advocates. Okay? Yeah, so in the podcast, they knew nothing, and they were talking, in terms of one of them. I think she's a co-founder. She was talking that moldy conversation, y'all. She was saying how people are getting their medicines from molded weed, and she's like, and some people and getting really sick. People who are going to it to help them, medicinally, are getting sick, and one person even died. I was like, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. Why sisters always got to be easy to be able to be pimped, to share, to divulge someone else's message, to impose someone else's message upon like large bunches of us. And it don't piss me off that they'll do it. It pisses me off that so many sisters buy into it. Like, what the fuck? Just because the Okeydoke is on sale don't mean you need to go get you a bulk of it before the sale goes off. You never used it. It's never been productively useful in your life. Don't start thinking it will now. Just because they said it, they dressed it up real pretty with some popular shit that they heard is popular in black womanhood. And so they get you with that. That's their bow that they put on it. Oh, what do black bitches like? Yeah, put that on top. Here we come. Like little beavers. No shade to my lesbians. No shade to my dykes. I love y'all. But yeah, like beavers. I want some hamsters. Give me some rabbits. Fucking rabbits. I hate those bitches. I hate rabbits. We hop right to it. Yeah, so she put the message out there on her podcast. Not that anybody was listening. Nobody was there. But yeah, put the message out that some, people getting medicine from molded weed are, in fact, out here dying in these streets. So now they will have a way to say, guess what? Weed can kill you. So all these decades, nobody ever died from weed. Now all of a sudden you can die from weed if it's moldy. You think that in all these decades that nobody had molded weed that they was smoking and using and medicating with and worshiping fellowship in the church? Yes, in our ancestors' days, both Native Indian and African, South American, every country in the fucking world, universe. Not universe, but this world. This fucked up world. Just the earth. Just this fucked up world. Now, I don't know what the other ones are going through right now. I wonder if one of them have some species on it that uses their sense of thought, logic, and reason and moral balance to see through bullshit. Like, they don't even care. Like, headlines don't even bother to sound convincing anymore. Like, the people are trained. But y'all don't think that the people gonna notice that? No, they ain't gonna notice. And if somebody does notice and says something, people gonna look at them and be like, they crazy. They just do too much. And keep it pushing. We good. Yeah, tell Chicago that this police car at 1 a.m. on the near west side, somebody broke into the police car, stole it. And then they found the police car, and then at a gas station, no less. Then when they found the police car, it had several of the weapons missing, but we're not clear on how many of the weapons were missing. But you just said you have emptied the contents of the vehicle. And so you know what was in the vehicle. And ain't nothing happened to the cop that left his car, that walked away from his car at the gas station. And nobody saw nothing. I started to say on the weekend, because I was like, niggas be out at 1 a.m. on the weekend. But they be out at 1 a.m. in the hood during the week. So you mean to tell me, look, I'm just saying, brothers in the Midwest area, watch your back right now. All I can tell you is don't make it easy for them. And the reason why I say don't make it easy for them, because they going to get whoever they about to be setting up to get. One or more y'all are in danger. Don't make it easy for them. That's all I got to say. Because they getting ready to set one of you motherfuckers up. Like they got nothing better to do. Maybe a couple of you brothers wasn't looking down and looking all subservient enough when they rolled through. And maybe that offended them and their authority. But yeah, so these females were doubling down on this message that medical patients are dying from using medicines made with moldy weed. Bitch, give me your moldy weed. I should be the moldy weed collector of the United States, of the legal United States. I should go legal state to legal state, collect the motherfuckers moldy weed. I bet you if I was able to have a clinic, I bet you I would save motherfucking lives and cure motherfucking diseases that people claim can be cured. I'm gonna leave that right there, but I almost really did do too much. But yeah, sometimes you don't know what to think. It's just sad. It's sad for the world. It's sad for the world. I was just getting it to try and do the whole highlight and contour thing. And y'all know I can't do it. I can't do it, so this is what you get. And maybe a little eye decor now and then. It's what you get. Some of them beet crackers. Kind of good. I mean, they had to grow on me, but they're kind of good. So give me the knife. And I started to guarantee my hands were clean, but I just been sifting through all this bullshit that's some of which is a decade old, so that would be a lie. Because I got some 8-year-old dust on my hands somewhere. I'll just ingest some cannabis to cancel out all the germs. How about that? How about that? Because Farmco be lying. They be lying. But I need to clear the clutter. I need to clear the clutter. And one of almost every of our... She just takes a few moments to speak on things that need to be spoken on in terms of inspiration. She does what you would expect that a church would do. What a church says it does. Needless to say, she inspires you to address some random shit that is real life shit that happens to everyone every day and pushes you to confront that shit. And that bitch looks in that camera and says, I love you. I be feeling like she mean it. She's so loving. I'm gonna stand back though, because I know one of you sociopaths are gonna try to get in there and take advantage of her kindness and openness, and I'm gonna take it personal, because I'm starting to feel protective of her, because I anticipate people pulling on her coattail and trying to ride that ass on the way up, because she on her way all the way up. She all the way up. But anyway, I'm gonna try not to be too protective, because just like with Mister, just like with my sister, my place is to inspire them. It is not to interfere with their flexibility to inspire others. So other lives need to be touched by her. And sometimes it's going to be them gutter lives that need to be touched by her. Again, you know, church love to judge, but you're supposed to come to them broken. But that's not what they use those verses for. They use those verses for when they do some fuck shit. Scandalous. Some fuck shit that if they didn't get caught, they wouldn't be as apologetic quite, you know. They wasn't thinking about what they would have to endure if they got caught. But anyway, then that's when that comes into play. To don't judge them. Don't judge me. Don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Bitch, I had sense enough not to pay a mortgage on a glass house. I bought a house that could take I want to say it could take a hailstorm, but it didn't. But I didn't buy no house made of no glass. I wasn't dumb enough to do that. Whatever shit you did that you're getting judged on, you evidently did it in the eye of someone other than yourself that could tell people so that people could judge you. And the irony is that person was probably you. You probably posted that shit. That dumb ass shit, that fuck shit, that revealing ass shit that let people know that you ain't shit and you ain't been shit. Some of y'all, in the name of story time, you realize that you just reveal your damn self, and at the end of, but the story was so good, you gotta post it. You gotta tell, you gotta share this with people. Gotta tell people what happened. But when you realize it reveals you as an ain't shit individual, at the end of it, you want to come back and say, I didn't post this for you to y'all to judge me. I posted this, as a cautionary tale. But what you shouldn't do. Bitch, you know nobody didn't come and listen to that and come and watch this scandalous ass clickbait titled ass video to receive a cautionary message to make sure that they don't make whatever mistake this bullshit is you did. That's not why they came. They came because it was a dramatic clickbait ass video about that time that you went to jail, or that you OD, or that your boyfriend, you escaped an abusive relationship. I'm not gonna go there. Because y'all gonna get me with the victim shaming, slut shaming, victim shaming thing. And we're not gonna do that in this video. Y'all can do it in some other videos y'all can do it in. And I'm gonna make some more that you can do it in, but it ain't gonna be this one. Okay? We gonna love each other in this video. Okay? So, she's a beautiful example of what to look for. Contrary to a lot of people that look a certain way, that present a certain way, and convince you that they are and live a certain way. She's genuine. That's it. Okay. I spoke my piece. I spoke my piece. She even throws in a few mukbangs in there, too. We all do that now, though, don't we? I wish I would have been doing it before everybody else caught on. But I'm sure everybody else wishes that, too. So, there's that.